Hey guys, welcome back to Style Magazine. Today we have
Jaylah Hamilton, JMH the artist on
JMH
Instagram.
the artist on
Yes.
Instagram. Okay, and I need you to tell them what you do. I want you to tell them your thing. What do you have that's so individual and special?
So I'm a multidisciplinary artist. Mainly, well, my degree is focused in painting, but a lot of my paintings are more sculptural. So sculptor, painter. I'm getting more into clothing now, which is pretty cool. But overall, like I enjoy painting, sculpting is more so my thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. All right, and we got a couple questions here.
Mhm.
We're gonna start with one. What inspired you to start using art as a form of self-expression?
Um, I was always well, as a kid and everything, my parents, they always gave me like art supplies and everything. Like that was always a gift for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was almost like from childhood. That was just always a medium that I was like encouraged to work with, I guess, and like express myself through. So, and then of course, like growing up, not really being able to use like screens that much at the time. Like drawing was an outlet for me. It was like a way to pass time. I just really enjoyed like colors and coloring books and like learning how to draw things. I loved animals, like nature. Like I just wanted to draw everything. Like really,
Yeah.
it started drawing, and then painting kind of came later.
So drawing and painting. So like, what I want to know is, we're calling it expression, right? You can say you express yourself through your art,
Right.
right? And I know some things you're just drawing, you're just making like a little dumb doodle on the desk or whatever, not dumb,
Right.
but a doodle on the desk versus some things are really deep and personal.
Right.
So how have you evolved, and then how can that be portrayed or like expressed? How can that be reflected in your art?
So
From like, starting with doodling to
yeah.
now I'm really expressing myself.
So I could say like I knew that I wanted to pursue art more seriously. It was around high school. It was art class, whatever, ninth grade, and I did this portrait, and I feel like that was my first piece where I got like a lot of recognition, I guess, and a lot of people were like, "Wow, like beautiful work. Like I would love this in my house," kind of. And so portraiture kind of was like my thing for a while. I enjoyed doing portraits for people. Like I wanted to create work that people would look at, I don't know, like cherish, kind of like a photo.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm putting a lot of time and hours into like, creating this for somebody, and I feel like it's meaningful. I wanted to more so connect with others. Once I got to college and kind of found my style, I was more so pursuing a more like abstract approach. Kind of thinking more about my feelings, like my ideas, not so much thinking about like others and like I wanted to capture a moment for people for a while with portraiture.
Yeah.
But then I started more so capturing moments in my life, whether it be portraits of like my family or paintings of like moments in my life that are important to me.
Is it from like recollection, like what you remember, or?
I kind of do a mix of both.
Okay.
Like
And for the portraits that you did for other people, did you charge them for that, or you
Yeah.
just okay,
yeah,
that's
so
good. Okay, so you were making
it would be
money.
like Christmas time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing commissions. Like, so then people would commission me to do these portraits that they would give to people, or I mean, like let's say like a family member passed away, like just like in memory of them. So I mean, as my work has progressed, it's more so reflecting me and like my relationship with myself, and more about like my body and like growing into my body and like becoming who I am as a woman. And I think I've been able to connect more now with like my peers and other women, and then going through COVID and just going through all these changes has like I've been able to connect with them through that. I kind of just wanted to bring forward like my insecurities in a way, or like parts of myself that I really focus in on, and bring it to the forefront, and then kind of mix it with like things that I enjoy, whether it be color or like creating these sculptures, things that are like funky and wild. Like I kind of wanted to like blend those things and just like find the beauty in it overall.
Yeah. So with you said you're bringing your insecurities forward.
Yeah.
That takes a lot. First of all, that's amazing. That's dope.
Yeah.
That you're putting that out there. But also, how has that helped you? Like, has that helped you evolve? Like you said, you're evolving, you're becoming better. Has that helped you? How does it help you? How can it help someone else? What's some advice you would have?
I think the biggest thing for me is really just it's bringing me closer to my peers. years,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like connecting with others has really been the thing that's kind of like opened me up more. Not so much just creating the work. Like, of course, creating the work, it does help me like release a lot of those feelings and emotions, I guess, that I'm feeling. But then like seeing how others respond to it, and or having people tell me, you know, like it made them feel more comfortable in their body, or like, I don't know, see themselves as more beautiful in a way, that has really like given me some sort of purpose in a way. I think overall just connecting more with our community and like with my friends, my peers, has really like helped me grow.
Yeah. So you like pushing body positivity,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
definitely.
So you're trying to make a change
Yeah.
while also
100%.
improving yourself.
Yeah.
That's dope. Okay. Have you ever faced criticism or challenges in expressing your views through art, and how did you overcome them?
Face criticism. I guess like I don't know that I've really faced any criticism that like really sticks with me. There have been people who, because my work is normally about like women and like, the feminine body, I have had like men tell me like, oh, you should do stuff about men.
That's not happening.
No, like
no, never.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just.
I
like,
want a sculpture. That'd be
I
dope.
mean, like, I could speak about men, but like, I'm a woman, so,
Right,
like,
you wouldn't
from
know.
my experience, like, and from what I'm, just what I'm experiencing. Like, I want to express myself more so and connect with women because like that's the experience I'm living. So I mean, and that's not a bad thing that men want that, but I just feel like there's art for that already. I don't
That's not your avenue.
know. No, it's
Okay.
not. So I mean, not everybody likes my work. Some people, they think it's like kind of creepy.
Yeah, I was already saying, have you ever gotten backlash? Like we have to talk about the elephant in the room. She has a huge sculpture of
Like a meat
your stomach,
sculpture.
right?
Yeah, it's a stomach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, have you ever gotten backlash? Like people like, that's weird. I don't like that.
Oh, yeah.
Or yeah, right?
Yeah, I've definitely.
How do you deal with that?
I mean, it doesn't really faze me that much because there's
It
other
really
art I
looks
don't
like a
really
stomach. Like
Yeah. It is like
Yeah.
it's a cast that I did of my
Mhm.
stomach, and then I just painted it into like a meat slab.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who don't like my work, but it's not like it's not normal, I guess, you know, like it's different, and that's okay with me. Like I
Yeah.
kind of want to like make people a little bit uncomfortable.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
And just bring new ideas and everything. And, you know, I don't want to just like paint like, oh, a naked figure. Like I kind of want to like bring it into something else, whether it be like something nature or like kind of tracing it back to something that we all experience, I guess, whether it be in nature or with whatever insecurities we have. I don't know. Like, I just want it to, it can relate to everyone.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So speaking on that like relation and that broader perspective, like affecting different people, I want to know how you balance like your personal expression, how you're putting your own things into your art, as well as trying to appeal or like relate to the broader audience.
So as of late, because after I graduated, I didn't really make anything for a while, and if I did, it was more just commissions. So then I got kind of tired of just like making the portraits for other people. Like it wasn't really that fulfilling. So what I've been doing lately to practice figuring out what I enjoy and everything is kind of just like getting in my studio and just like experimenting with material more so. So I don't know, not really like feeling like, okay, I have this canvas that I spent this amount of money on, like let me plan everything out. Like I'm kind of just like throwing things on, like really just letting all my emotions out, and then if I don't like that or if I want to build on that, then I can cover over it and everything. Like not really being afraid to take risks with my materials. And because I enjoy sculpting and painting, it's like I have all these materials. I have experience with a lot of different like materials in general, so I might as well just take all of that and put it all into the canvas right here. And then you know, depending where my headspace is, it kind of reflects in whatever I'm making at that moment.
So you'd say that is like your kind of like vacation or your balance between doing it for others and then also yourself. Okay, that's dope. All right, and then for the ones that you do make for other people, I'm sure you have like a message. We talked about it a little bit before, like the positivity. What is the like true definite message you want people to see and be like, okay, I'm learning something. This is what I value about this.
So, well, a lot of my commissions that I do, I tend to do a lot of drawings of like people people and their families. So I think it's more about like cherishing these moments and kind of like embracing who you are. So whether it's more of my abstract work where I am kind of discussing like my feelings or my relationship with my body, whether it relates to these people or not, I mean, overall it's just about like embracing the differences in yourself in comparison to others. If it's even a portrait, like kind of embracing like the mundane and the things that aren't really talked about that much. I mean, like moments are fleeting and they're just passing by, and I don't know, I just like to capture a moment and a feeling, and whether it's abstract or not. And I don't know, it's just overall just embracing like now, embracing where you are now, who you are now, what your body looks like right now. Because I mean, it's beautiful, and we're all having and living our own experience.
That's dope. That made me, what you said, like pointing out specific things, that made me think about like going to New York and they make those really weird drawings that has like everything being highlighted. That's dope. That's kind of what you do, but in a crazy way.
Honestly, in a different way, but because my work now is like a lot more abstract and like up for interpretation, but it's like I know and people may recognize or see like some sort of relationship to the body or like to nature within my work, and that's what I want. So
okay, and then we're talking about different pieces. We talked about the meat sculpture. I want you to tell us what your favorite piece is, and then the story behind it, what it means to you, everything.
Honestly, the meat sculpture is one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie, like that one is definitely one of my favorites. I
love that. I love it so much. I genuinely need one.
Yeah,
I actually like.
No, so I mean, so I titled it Meat, but it is a cast of like my stomach, right? And so I made this in my sculpting class. We were supposed to cast like a body part or whatever, and a lot of people were doing like their face and like an arm or like a hand or something. And like I'm not gonna lie, like I was just like one of the biggest people in that class, and I don't know, I just like a part of me just like I wanted to like take that part of myself that I was like a little afraid of like showing, I guess, and then kind of just like putting it out there, here you go, and just serving it like really.
And it probably was the most like standing out piece there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
100%. And like I don't
so your plan worked.
Expecting that.
Right.
Yeah, it definitely worked. But that piece, like I titled it Meat. It's kind of open for interpretation, but it does kind of play on the idea of like the expectation, I guess, of women, or like seeing women as like objects, kind of. I don't know, like even having that piece and having it just like sit on the table, like it's like, what the heck am I looking at right now? But serving that piece and just being like, how do I explain this? Yeah, I guess it is just open for interpretation, but I kind of just wanted to like touch on that idea of like the objectification and kind of just like seeing it as an object, not so much as like that's like a human being, like the actual natural features that we were given, like so much goes on in my stomach.
Okay,
and, like takes care of me, and I can trust that my stomach's gonna do what it needs to do. And so I don't know, it was just interesting seeing it in that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I want to touch on the fact that I want one, right? So if someone told you they wanted something that you made for yourself, like it was like very personal, how would you go about selling it to them? How would you sell it to them? Would you create what they wanted? Does it depend on how much they're trying to give you money-wise?
Yeah, a lot of my work that's like pretty personal to me, I'm not like eager to sell, I guess, because but I am eager to like recreate something for someone based more on themselves, I guess. I have some other work, I don't know if you've seen it, but I have these like wood cutout like paintings. It's like these boobs, and they're like super funky looking, like kind of grotesque, really odd, but like I'll tell people because they want those, and I'm like, how about you give me a color scheme that you want, you give me a kind of vibe that you're going for, and like I'll recreate that for you. Overall though, I kind of want to make stuff for people that like relates to them more, or if they want to share an experience with me, then I can create something to reflect
Right.
that.
Again, it ties back to in the moment.
Yeah.
You are special. You are amazing.
For sure.
Stand out.
Because my stuff, I like to have it in my room, and I like to look at it and be like, wow, like it tells a story of like me and my growth. So that's just me. But
okay. So self-expression is your thing, right? We can say this is your thing. I want you to give them, to the camera, I want you to give them some advice about how they can improve their confidence or biggen their voice. Just
so I would say really the biggest thing that I've been following for myself is just taking risks and putting myself out there. I tend to like compare myself a lot to others, and I don't know, in a way I kind of expect for people to think of me a certain way, or like I don't want to be perceived wrong, I guess. But I think the biggest thing for me is just showing up and being myself, and you know, not being afraid to just be who I am, or not being afraid to say the wrong thing, or not being afraid to like not dress the same as everyone, or just, I don't know, not being afraid and just going there, showing who I am, sharing what's valuable to me and what's interesting to me, and just connecting with others, because the biggest thing really, connecting and with your community and with your friends and your family, that will really like fuel, for me, it fuels my creative process. So, you know, just embracing who you are and knowing that you're surrounded by people who support you and who are meant for you will get you very far.
yeah, that's dope. Okay. And then we also have, how do you see the art world changing in terms of inclusivity and representation?
How do I see the art world changing? Inclusivity. So, because it's it's 2025. Like, there's so many different ways to express yourself at this point, and like, let me think. Even just for example, I guess, like, even now in doing clothing, you don't have to stick to, like, you know, where you just find a vendor or whatever, and then you just like send them your design and they just like print it out onto your shirt. Like, you can paint, stitch, like there's so many materials, you know, and so many ways of doing things where it's like you can approach anything from like any angle. I feel like there's a lot more room and openness to express in any setting, really. Anyone can really create, so
yeah, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, honestly. And there's a lot of different approaches, and no one person, one or two people like do it the same necessarily, and there's like different intention behind everything. So I mean, yeah.
Okay.
That's really all I can say about that.
So what about AI? Do you think AI, like if someone used AI to express some art, do you think that is expression? Is that valid art?
I'm still kind of 50-50 with AI. Like, I do think it can be used to your benefit as an artist.
Right.
Although I think just like plugging in whatever prompt is AI and then like it gives you whatever and then you just take that and claim it as your own. I'm kind of like on the fence about that.
Right.
But I could see, I mean, even in college, one of my professors, she encouraged us to use AI at one point, more so to just like generate ideas, but then you kind of take that and then you bring it out onto paper, like bring it to the real world pretty much, and then you work from there and like find inspiration from that. And I think it could be beneficial just to open you up to like more ideas. But I don't know, the whole like copy paste, like write off the AI like simulator, no.
So it could be used for inspiration and not just, this is my art.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and our last question. What is next for you? And do you have any exciting projects, goals that you're working on?
So what is next for me? Right now, because I'm trying to figure out a job. Because like they're not hiring. So I'm trying to figure out a job. I'm thinking going for my master's. And originally I was thinking going for my master's for fine arts, but I want to connect with people more and not be so like just cooped up in my studio all the time. So I've been trying to figure out like how can I connect with others. So my idea, get my master's in counseling and then go into art therapy. So that's kind of my idea right now.
Okay.
And then what I have going on. I mean, I've been back in my studio lately, so I've been painting, which has been nice. And then I'm getting into clothing and everything, which has been really fun because I had been like putting that off for a while, like saying I want to do it, but not really doing it. But now I'm actually doing it. So I'm like, okay, that's nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right.
I'm really just kind of getting my groove again with like creating and not, I don't know, trying not to like plan ahead so much, just like being spontaneous and practicing like whenever I feel like it, really, and giving myself grace because I'm not always gonna feel like creating. I do have, well, actually, I don't know if I'm not gonna say this because there is an event next weekend, but I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to make it. But it's down here in Baltimore, the Stew House event. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. So, but so far I'm just kind of like still trying to participate in the vending events down here. If there's like little gallery openings, like I'm still applying for those. Just staying in the studio, like finding more of a reason to like come out and be with the community more so is what I'm focusing on, especially going into the summer, like really just coming out here. Yeah. Oh,
goodbye, Jay. You want to mention yourself? Anything?
Oh, yeah. Well, JMH the artist on Instagram. Commissions open.
The perfect clothing.
Thanks.